We're going to kick off tonight with a review of Ferrari, which came out. When did it come out? Boxing Day, wasn't it? Yes, Boxing Day. Andy, do you want to introduce this to us?
Yeah, sure. One of the great ambitions of my life is to drive a Ferrari. I've driven a Lamborghini round a track, but not a Ferrari, so this was a particular interest to me. Here's a clip.
The corner races at you. You have perhaps a crisis of identity. Am I a sportsman? Or a competitor? If you get into one of my cars, you get in the win.
Wow. Yes, this film seems to have got quite a lot of stick from the critics. What did we make of it? Let's stay with you, Andy, to start with.
I'm going to give it a little bit of stick because I was slightly disappointed. It's very much about Enzo's personal life. It's about his relationships. It's about his family. It's about his business dealings. There's not so much about the cars as I'd hoped there would be, but that's because, as I've said, one of my ambitions has always been to own one and to drive one, and that's never going to happen probably. I thought that the acting was superb. I thought that the performances were great. I thought that the stuff involving the cars, one particular moment which is based on a true incident where, shall we say, people got hurt, is very graphically portrayed, very dramatically portrayed, very, very well portrayed. But I was slightly disappointed. I wanted to see a bit more about the cars and a little less more about his personal life. That said, if I go and see it again, which I may well do, I should probably enjoy it more on a second viewing because I know what's coming and I can appreciate more what was going on behind the scenes as this guy was developing his cars in the 50s and so on. So I thought it was a good, solid biopic.
Yeah. That also struck me as well. It struck me very much like Grand Prix, the John Frankenheimer film from, when was it, 1966?
Yes. That Steve McQueen, wasn't it?
No, James Garner. James Garner.
Sorry.
But it was, if you went to that film wanting to see lots and lots of motor racing action, you would probably be a bit disappointed because a lot of it was kind of melodrama and love stories behind the scenes of the races.
This is in a similar mould.
Yes, similar mode. Scott, I think you've seen Ferrari as well.
I did. This was the first of my triple bill on Boxing Day that I saw, and I have to say I had a great time with it. I thought, as much as the race car stuff was fascinating, I quite enjoyed the business dealings and that side of Enzo's life and career. But as much as it's been getting stick for some of the personal stuff, I really enjoyed that as well. The relationship drama that's going on with him and his wife, played brilliantly by Penelope Cruz, was fascinating with her sort of that flair and temper that she's showing. I think there was a little bit of talk about awards, which has kind of died down a wee bit for her now, but I thought she was excellent. And then you've got the other relationship involved that I won't say too much about for people that haven't seen it yet. But I thought the balance of his life and how he spread himself personally and career-wise was great. I thought Adam Driver was almost unrecognisable compared to what we've seen him in before, not just because of the hair, but I think this is one of the best performances I've seen him give. And on top of that, you could add things like sound design, great, costumes, cinematography. I think there's a lot of great craft work in there. Decent score as well. So I was very, very impressed with Ferrari.
Yeah, I have to say I'm with you on that. I was kind of went into it expecting it to be not a good watch, and I found myself transfixed by it. I thought the motor racing scenes were fantastic. What there was of that. And as you said, Andy, that scene towards the end of the film was, wow, that was really, I thought it, curiously in the trailer, that's a bit that I thought, well, the special effects for that look a bit dodgy to me, but the actual thing, end to end, as you saw it, was really, you thought it was going to go a particular way. There was a family sitting down to dinner with 2 young children, and you kind of think, well, I know what's going to happen now. But it didn't happen that way at all. And that was a real big surprise for me. And like you, I thought the personal stuff was really good. I mean, Shailene Woodley is one of my favourite actresses as well. I didn't think she was quite as good in this as I've seen her in other films. I thought Penelope Cruz was absolutely fantastic. And if she did get some awards attention, I wouldn't have any difficulty with that at all. There is a fabulous scene in this film where she is grieving the loss of her one and only son, and she's smiling at his picture in a crypt. And she turns in like a period of 10 seconds or so, or 15 seconds, from smiling at this picture to utter grief. And it is like, you think, well, that section is the 10 seconds that are going to be on the Oscar reel, right, if she gets nominated, because it is just a phenomenal piece of acting, I thought, from her. Yeah. So, yeah, I think it was good. And I went as far as giving it an 8 out of 10 for me. Andy?
7 for me, Bob. I give it 7.
7. And Scott?
I can't remember if I wrote down an 8 or a 9, but I'm going to say 8.
8. Okay. So that's 22. That gives us 7.33 as the Flickering Dreams score for Ferrari, which is a supercharged hit. Yeah. Good. Okay. What do those other critics know, right? Yeah. They may have seen Typist Artist Pirate King, but they didn't give Ferrari a good score.
Which one describes?
Well, I'm not going to get you started. I'm not going to get you started on that, Andy. Yeah, enough. Right. We will.